What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, and I have the honor and privilege of talking to Tabatha Ricci, fresh off of her win at LFA 90. Tabatha, how are you?
Hi, Adam. I'm very good. How about you?
Dude, again, it's an honor to have you on, especially, it wasn't just your LFA debut, but it was your US debut in terms of mixed martial arts, going out to the Dakotas. There's a whole lot of stuff to unpack, but you last Friday night was a night of many firsts for you.
Yeah, that was so good. First of all, thank you, Adam, to help me here in your podcast. I appreciate. It's a pleasure to met you again and talk with you again. And Friday night was awesome. I feel so good to be back, and I feel like home inside the cage. So I'm very very happy for the opportunity to be in the LFA.
Now, obviously, we're kind of in this COVID situation. It's kind of weird. Even here in California, unless you're a big name boxing promotion, fights haven't come back to California, and this was a thriving scene, for many years, right? So, it had to be kind of weird to go in a place that is unfamiliar and then to have fights again, live
Mm-hmm.
fights. But you had a teammate in Little Monster, Vanessa Demopoulos, uh, you know, reigning LFA, champion, strawweight champion, the first ever, who competed in the same conditions. Uh, is that something that you kind of asked her about in terms of? I know you guys trained together, but is it something that you might have asked her opinions of in terms of being in that new environment and being able to adapt?
We are very good and close friends. So we have been a share experience. Of course, she always helped me, and also I asked her some advice about cutting weight and things, and we always like talking about. And we looking forward to be in the same card and the in the end of the October. So yeah, we always been talking and asking question about it. Yeah.
Man, and but you definitely answered the call. The nerves didn't seem to play any part because first round it was like your footwork it was just on point. And then the second round it was you overcame this kind of weird kind of sweep that your opponent did, and then you overcame and ended up the round on top, and then again the third round ended up being yours, right? So you answered the call. Were there any nerves?
No, I wasn't. I was nerve before I get to the arena. I think the anxious to want to be there and finish the fight fast. So when I got there and then I get into the cage, I want to smile. I was so happy and I said, "Damn, that's I love what I do," and then the anxious and the nervous just go away.
No, that's brilliant. That's so brilliant. Now, you attracted a lot of attentions. Not just, I mean, not to say that you are unknown before, but LFA is a big stage. In terms of the success rate, the people that have come from LFA, especially now in quarantine, and getting the call to either the UFC or at the very least Dana White's Contender Series, I think it's 100% success rate. And everybody that has basically been reached out to have basically come into the UFC octagon in one form or fashion. So were you aware of, kind of the magnitude of the stage, how big this was?
Yes, of course. And LFA is not easy fights. Everybody's tough. Everybody go to win. Everybody ready. So that's what I was more exciting for because I know I'm not gonna get an easy fight. I'm gonna have somebody like tough, and I was prepared for everything and been ready for. So I really appreciate the work and the fight that give to us more prepared, more ready to get in the UFC.
Dang. Now I it's in Portuguese, but we have a comment here. So go ahead and read that. That's all for you, my dear.
They say God take us to the place we even don't imagine. Uh, because because everybody have a reason in your life, something like that.
I
Thank
think
you.
that's brilliant. It's so brilliant, and thank you for chiming on. This is amazing, right? And I mean, obviously, I mean, there was a lot of attention, and I will kind of spill the beans. I heard a little birdie might have told me that. I mean, obviously, there's sponsorship opportunities and everything like that, and you're a name now. Thursday, literally almost a week after your fight, a bigger name than you were this time last week, right? And one of those names that I heard, a little birdie told me, was one Rock LA. So that's kind of in the Rock LA. Go ahead and ask Coach Kenny Johnson and Little Monster about Rock LA,
I will
and
ask it because
yes,
I don't think I
absolutely.
know.
So that's coming down the pipeline.
Okay.
Ex-
I'm curious now.
Excellent, excellent. See, we're breaking news here. Now, I mean, obviously, this is nuts, right? Because everybody, especially here in California, we're trying to figure out, what's the best course of action to kind of put on fights and everything like that. So, I mean, the process. I mean, did you have to go into South Dakota a little bit earlier for testing? Like, what was the experience like that was different from your previous fights?
Yeah, definitely because of the COVID. So we have to fly. I think we fly on Wednesday. As soon we got there, we tested, then waiting and an interview on Thursday, and then a Friday it was the big show.
But again, it's one of those where LFA and Ed Suarez and the rest of the brass are making sure if this fight happens, and this, I mean, it's not just one fight. They were coming off of a run of like four title fights on four consecutive weeks. Every week for a month we had LFA fights, but
Yeah,
they made sure that they had all of the precautions taken care of to make sure that the staff and you guys as the fighters and coaches and everybody that came into play were absolutely safe coming into it and then going out of it. So,
exactly.
I mean,
Yeah,
much respect to LFA.
much respect for LFA, Eddie. They are take care of us so much. So we are very grateful. Thank you.
Absolutely. And Jesse Velasquez saying, according to Woods, going international with that comment. Ha ha. That's great. I know poha and I know acai, and that's
Oh my God. We Brazilians just teach you guys bad words.
yeah. So there you go. There you go. But I mean, this was a big win, right? Your LFA debut, your US MMA debut, because obviously you had
Yes.
competed at submission on the shore earlier this year. But I mean, it must have felt great to have a tenured veteran, as a person that was taller than you, and
Yeah.
then coming out with the win in a pretty dominant performance. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
was there a sense of relief, like I got that first one out of that way, like it's all up from here?
I get a bit released when when you get your hands raised to say, ah, it's so good feeling. I couldn't sleep for 2 days. But I'm getting more excited, and even more folks already come back train Monday. So I'm looking forward to fight one more time, one or two fights more this year. So let's see.
Oh, 100%. And especially, you coming from your native Brazil here to the States to kind of further your career, further your life, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know it must have been a cool thing. Of course, there were supporters, but there were also probably doubters within your family and community that were like, why is she going to the US? She could stay here and everything like that. So it had to be really cool to have this win and say, hey, that's why. For all the supporters, that's why. And for the people that weren't so supportive, that's why too.
Yeah, I always had the support of my family, so I would always knew what I want to be when I were a kid. I always want to live out of Brazil and I follow my dreams. So my parents, they always like, go ahead, go and go chase your dreams, go and go follow what you want. So I always had that support from my family. Yeah.
Shout out to your parents. And speaking of family, here you go. Ingrid Ricci. There you go. Hello, sister.
Hi,
Nice to see you
sister.
from there. There you go. Right? There you go.
That's
I
so
mean, you're
cool.
getting support and love. And that really, especially with the sacrifices that you made coming here, that really has to be pretty gratifying for you, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's already like a big win just to be here and have what I have right now. So I'm very, very grateful for what I have, the people I have around me, my team. So that's the more, it's not just fighting, it's just what you life and experience give to you back. So that's it's a huge win for me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, I mean, we are a week removed, right? But I mean, obviously, you didn't take much damage. So, I mean, have you kind of given a thought to maybe when you would like to fight again, or kind of talked over with your coaches on, when we might be seeing you in an LFA octagon again, or otherwise?
Yeah, so looking forward to fight in the end of October or in beginning of November. So we still not sure what date it's gonna be, but for sure I'm gonna fight one more this year.
That's awesome. I mean, I can't wait. I'm excited because again, you know, a lot of. I mean, not to say that there were nerves, but I mean, there's a lot that could have happened. Anytime that you step into the cage, even if you train on the mats in jiu-jitsu and striking, any discipline, Muay Thai, things can happen that could
Exactly.
alter your destiny. So but none of those apply. And I think it's going to be awesome that we might even see you back in the LFA octagon before the year is over.
Yeah.
There we go. No, but I mean, obviously, Tabitha, I mean, a big win at LFA 90, and there's been a bunch of supporters that have supported you through this way. Your family, your coaches, your teammates, and everything. Your sponsors, because you
Right.
were the recipient of $1,000 bonus from
Oh
USEN,
dang. That was
right?
so fun.
So let's go ahead and get some shout outs out of the way.
Right. So first of all, shout out for my US family. So I have a huge family. So Erica, she stayed with me all day prepared. She's my mom, she's my best friend, she's my angel, she's everything for me. And a Virginia, she's an amazing coach. All my Paragon family watch me in the gym. That was great. That's such a great energy. I bring everything to me. My family in Brazil, I love you guys. And Knuckleheads, my coach, who's awesome. I couldn't make without him. Alex, my performance coach, and my wrestling coach, Carl. Black House team, all the great sparrings, Mackenzie to help me in the train camp, Lily Monster, Vanessa. Thank you everyone to help me in this train camp, and I look forward for the next one. And thank you, Adam, for having me on the show one more time.
All you.
LFA,
But
make the
I
dreams come
appreciate
true.
you taking the time. And we've got one last one from Stephen Tatum. He says, "What has been the favorite arena that you fought in? What's been your favorite place to fight at?
In what, in the arena?
Yeah, arena or situation. It had to be LFA, right? I mean, that's a big one.
Yeah, sure. I'm fighting LFA. I love this show. They're doing a great job. So I really want to fight more of it there and then let God know where I go after. So no rushing at all. So just enjoying the moment.
That's tremendous. And
Mm.
yeah, Erica says we are watching you downstairs. Ha ha. So there you go. Thank you, Erica, for housing Tabitha. That's awesome and sending love. And Jesse says pre-fight nerves are the worst. When it's over, win, lose, or draw, it's awesome, but the nerves when you have before your fight, those are the worst.
Damn, that's the worst. The belly hurts. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us here, but where can people find you on your rise to your MMA glory on social media?
So I'm more active on my Instagram right now. So you guys can follow me there, Tabatha.Ricci. So I'm posting about my routine, my trainings. So you guys can follow me there. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm subscribed and I've shared, so you should too. She's a
I
star
will.
on the rise. But for According to Woods, this is Tabatha Ricci, and we are out. Thank you guys for joining
Thank
us.
you. Bye,
And like, share, and
guys.
subscribe. Why not? Why not?
Let's go.